Howdy ho, guys and gals. Jeff King here, back again in the Dentals, and we are talking power stations because it's Black Friday. Everyone's been asking, hey Bear, what power station do I need, and what's the best one out there, and what's a good price? So let's jump into it. Let's talk about it because, as I said, it's Black Friday, and you're not going to find deals like this throughout the rest of the year. Now, here's what I'm going to say. We have a lot to go through, so I can't do a full review on each power station. I can just touch on some of the key points. You can go to the manufacturer for all of these. We have at least 6 or 7 manufacturers to talk about, and I've got them pretty much in order of how I would layer them there. Blue Eddy being first. And if you want to go to the manufacturer, you can, but I'm going to be talking about the Amazon pages because the Amazon has the exact same price. They're matching the same price on Amazon, and then you got Amazon backing the purchase behind it in case you have any problems. Blue Eddy, this is what they have. They've got 5 stations. They got everything from a small portable. The first 2 are basically small portable day camping kind of things. Then the middle 2 are your real outdoor, like we're going for the weekend kind of thing. The AC 200 Max can even be plugged directly into your RV through a 30 amp plug. And then the AC 300 is their top line, like home solution kind of stuff. And then there's one more that's a dedicated home one beyond that. Now, one thing I do want to say, because a lot of people ask about CPAPs and stuff with these things. You have to check the usage on your CPAP. And yeah, some people are like, oh, you get a lot more if you plug it in directly via DC rather than going through a wall, not inverter, whatever. But the using, the wall wart on it. The fact there is that it's really only like 10% usually that you gain by bypassing the inverter, because these all have really good inverters on. You're not really looking at some sort of junk inverter. All of these are going to be full sine wave inverters. So this is very similar to the Eco River 2 that I just showed you there. This is 268 watt hours. It'll handle your basic CPAP that's not using a heated kind of device. One of the newer ones, they're more fuel efficient kind of thing, if you would. So you're looking at, let's put these in terms of a generator. So a generator has, like a gas generator, it has how much power it puts out, and then it has its surge power that it can handle. Because when you start up an electrical device, especially one that's got a motor, there'll be a giant surge. It has to get kind of past that inertia level, if you will. I'm oversimplifying, but and then you have like how big is the gas tank? Well, on a generator, you can just look at how many gallons it is. So in a power station, you have to look at how many watt hours. How many hours can it run at X amount of watts? So it can do 268 watt hours. So if it was drawing 1 watt per hour, it would run for 268 hours. If you're drawing 100 watts per hour, it's going to run for 2 hours and 2.68. So you look at 209 on this. It's down from 350. What can you do with it? Well, it's got 2 110s. It's got 2 USB-As. It's got 1 USB-C at 100 watts, which, like if you're running like a MacBook or something like that, that's a lot of juice. It'll charge your MacBook pretty quick. You've got a marine grade 12 volt DC, aka cigarette lighter. You got 2 barrel plugs, and then you got your inputs, and it'll take wall, it'll take solar, and all sorts of stuff. It's a great little portable box for not a lot of cash for what you get for it. Moving on, we have basically its big brother. It's the same kind of perspective here. You get a little bit more watt hours. You get 537. You get a little more output, 700, and then 1400 peak. You got all the basic stuff. You just more plugs. You have more plugs there, more plugs there. You still only have 1 USB-C. They're just nice little boxes, and then it's got the charging on top. Did the other one have the charging on the top? It did have the charging on top. Sorry, I missed that. That's if you have one of those cell phones that you can just set on something and charge through them. I don't really care about those because, I get they're convenient and stuff, but they're super slow. And I use a case that's got a metal plate on it so I can use it for magnetic mounting anyway. And as such, it doesn't really work for me. Anyway, moving on. All right, let's jump up to the 200. Not that one. Let's talk about this one first. The AC 200P, okay? This was their big one that they were really proud of for a long time, and they should be, but they've moved past it. But still, it's a good price point. You're looking at $1,600, $400 coupon, takes it down to $1,200. What do you get for that? Well, if you remember, I've often said that a standard price on one of these power stations should be basically $1 per watt. If you're looking at a 1,000 watt station, it should be about $1,000. That's not including sale prices and discounts. That's the kind of standard pricing gauge. This is 2,000 watt hours, 2,000 watt output with 4,800 peak, and you're looking at $1,200. That's a steal, folks. Now you're getting 6 110s. You're getting 4 USB-As and with 3 amp output, 5 volt, 3 amp output. You're getting this is one of the downsides. The USB-C is only 60 watts. You got the cigarette lighter, you got the barrel plugs, you got your inputs, and I believe it'll take, I'm not sure if it's one or two. I think you daisy chain multiple ones. I could be wrong. But that said, you're looking at, again, lots of options on this for $1,200. It's a pretty good solution, but this is the one that it's my favorite. Now, to be fully clear and transparent on this, so Bluetti did send this to me, and I've had it for over a year. They made the mistake of not asking me specifically how long it would take me to review it. And I decided we're going to make, at the time I wasn't quite as familiar with them, and I wanted to really challenge it because I'd heard good things. I'm like, we're going to put it to the test. So we decided to do a long-term test on it. It survived the Montana freezing cold. It survived sitting in this RV in storage through the summer in Vegas. Understand, it gets 120 degrees. Now you're inside an RV. That's basically putting it in an oven. And it worked just fine when we came back. In fact, I had to use it because my house battery died. And to lift up the stabilizing legs to move this, I had to plug it into that. And that actually saved our bacon, which was fantastic. It is just, I can't say enough about this thing. It's been through the rain. It got left in the rain. The kids dropped it a foot or two on the cement. It was on the dirt. It survived in the back of a truck a couple trips. It's just been through it all, and it's still going. I can't say enough about this. I know Bluetti probably won't ever talk to me again, but I'm real happy with this thing. It connects via Bluetooth, which is good because its biggest downfall is that screen. Lots of information on the screen, impossible to see unless it's pitch black out. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but any kind of bright sunlight, you can't see what's on that screen. It's just terrible. Which is too bad because it's a really nice setup. But that said, that's its major weakness. It's got two power ports on top. You can put your phones on. It'll plug directly into, I think I mentioned it before, it's got a 30 amp port right here. You can plug your RV directly into it. It's fantastic. Now, $1,600, that's the sale price on this. Normally over $2,000. It usually is sitting on sale somewhere for around $1,800. So this is about the cheapest that we've seen it. And I would say if you're looking for that, go for it. Now, if you want some serious power, like bug-in kind of power, we're going to talk about this one. But real quick, I forgot to mention that this device and this device can both they have batteries inside them, but you can add external batteries, up to 2 of them. At least I know you can do 2 on this one. I think you can do 2. It might be 1 on that one. I'd have to double check. This is the Bluetti B230 battery module. It's only 8% off right now. But still, for this, down to $11.89. Now, this is one thing I'm going to say. If you want to use it for DC power, without being plugged in to the bigger box, you can. But if you want to get 110 out of it, you got to run through the bigger box because that's where the inverter is. And there you can see, look at that power coming out of that thing to run a Ryobi. Anyway, the fact of the matter is these things are an absolute beast. And if you want real emergency power or portable power, you can't go wrong with this. All right. Now, the BC or AC300, this is their top of the line for portable power. Now, the top box is just that. It's a box. It's got the inverter, it's got the brains, it's got the plugs. But you have to have one of the battery boxes to go with it. But you could hook up a lot of battery boxes with it. I think it's 4 or 6 or something. It's a ridiculous amount of power that this thing will expand to. Let me see if they got a picture showing all the power. There's 3 of them plugged in. I know there's 4 of them plugged in. I thought it was 6, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it'll take a ton of power. Take a ton of power coming in, solar as well. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 110s. You got 130. You got 4 A's. You got 1 USB-C. You got 2 of the 12 volt plugs up there. This is just a fantastic solution here because this will run your whole house for a while. You can do a lot with this. All right. But they do have, this is the battery plug here for the battery plug, but the battery bank for it, so you can expand it. And you're looking at $2,100 on this, $200 coupon on that. All right. And solar, yes, they've got solar and Bluetti. This is their whole home system. You can connect 2 of these together through an interface to get 220 if you want, or it can plug directly in. And it will also, there you go, you can hook it up to the other batteries as well. A lot of different connections. That's the one thing I really like about Bluetti is they offer a whole bunch of flexibility, all right? $5,500, $700 coupon on that. All right, now let's talk about EcoFlow because I've gone on about Bluetti for long enough. EcoFlow, they're the ones who just sent us the River 2, and it's got 256 watt hours. It'll do 600 watts. I think it'll double that for surge. I'm not exactly sure. We talked about it before, and I've since forgotten. But I know it'll do quite a bit. And sorry there, the kids are in the back shaking the whole RV. Anyway, that said, we're looking at $300 on this, but there's a $90 coupon taking it down to $210. Well, let's compare it against this one. Oh yeah, $210 with $268. And you look at it, $256. They're kissing cousins, if you would. One thing I like about this, the EcoFlow, is they did put the handle on the back. I like it. Again, as I said, it didn't work for me because I was trying to use it with a CPAP and it just wasn't enough. My family were major power users, so these kind of smaller ones, they don't really work for us. But, you know, a lot of people are like, well, it works fine for me. Not that it wasn't good. It just didn't fit our needs is what I was saying. It's got a bigger brother as well, the River 2 Max. You're looking at 512 watt hours. Again, both of those LiFePO batteries, all right? Again, LiFePO, that's the lithium phosphate. That's the iron batteries. More recharges per them. That's what you want. All your power stations. Lithium ion will work. LiFePO is better, or often referred to as LFP. $180 off with the coupon right there. All right, next up, we've got the EcoFlow River 2 Pro. Currently unavailable, sold out. I don't know if they're going to... They said there was going to be a Black Friday price on it, but I can't find it. Just letting you know. All right, this is the old version of the EcoFlow, but this is the EcoFlow River Pro, still available. $579, $100 off, 720 watt hours there, okay? So you're really jumping up on it. You got 3 power plugs on the side there. You've got the cigarette lighter. You got two USB-A's, standard USB-A's, one USB-A fast charge, and a USB-C at 100 watts, and the little light, which honestly, on the smaller ones, on the bigger, I hate when they put the lights on the bigger power stations, but on the smaller ones, it's okay. But this one, it does one of the sins that I hate for power stations, which is putting those handles on the top, because these things are big and heavy. You're loading up a truck and stuff, it has to go on the bottom. Well, now you can't pile stuff on top of it because it's going to tip and fall and stuff. So I hate it when they put the handles on the top. All right. At the Delta 2 portable station. This is when we start jumping up there. Okay. EcoFlow, I will put probably at the same level of quality. But if I had to choose between the two, I might choose... Oh, it's a tough choice. It really is a tough choice. It's like the Honda to the Toyota. They're both just solidly built and will run forever. This has got the LiFePO battery as well. 1,000 watts, $900. So you're beating that by 10% off the standard $1,000. But you're getting such better build quality than a lot of the boxes we talk about. You're getting 2 USB-C 100s, 2 fast charge USB-A's, 2 standard USB-A's. It does Bluetooth as well. Whole 9 yards. It's got the nice little handles on the side. So again, the top of it's flat. Triple capacity. Look at that. You can plug these things in together to each other. That's what this plug over here is. That's, again, you're talking about flexibility. EcoFlow might even have Bluetti beat when it comes to flexibility, because they have some really cool solutions. Let's talk about some of the other ones, all right? We've got the EcoFlow portable, was it the Delta? Oh, this is the Delta Mini, 882 watt hours, a little bit smaller. The not connectable. You get 1 USB-C, 2 USB-A's, and 1 fast charge. This is the more lightweight power. This is like their van life kind of solution is what they've set this one up for. And it's a good deal of power for that, $749. Not my favorite solution. Let's look at this. All right, this is the EcoFlow Delta. This is the standard one. You're looking at 1,260 watt hours. It'll do 1,800 watts. It'll do 3,300 surge. That's a lot of juice it'll put out all at once. You're looking at $1,100. You got all the plugs and stuff over here. So you got connectivity. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. Again, you got the same panel as the other Delta, and you're getting $200 off, taking this down to $900. All right, now let's jump up to the Delta Max 2000. All right, Now you're looking at 2,000 watt hours, 2,400 output. And I think the surge on it's 4,800. I could be wrong on that. $1,600. As you can see, this is getting kind of on par with the 200 max. The only difference I see on this is I don't believe that it's got a 30 amp output on it, which is kind of a shame. The 30 amp RV plug, which is what I really like to see on something this size. But again, it hits all the other things that you want, as well as the expandability right there. Look at $1,600. Then we've got the Delta Pro. All right, this thing has it all, and this one does have the 30 amp plug on it, but this has everything else on it, and it's on wheels. This is one of why these big heavy ones, put them on wheels, folks. They weigh so much. You move these things around. Every time we go to move these things, we all kind of look at them and be like, I don't want to move this. LifePo batteries, again, 3.6 kilowatts hours, 3,600 output. Of course, you can take solar input. It'll take all the solar input. In fact, I believe that's a handle down there, if I'm not mistaken, that slides out to make it even more easier to move. These things are just fantastic. And I just love the flexibility that they build into these. On top of that, you see that little door down there? Check this out. Boom. You can plug your car, your electric car, right into this thing. So, and then this is where it gets really cool with EcoFlow. That's a gas generator. You're like, why do these battery companies worry about that? Well, this plugs directly into one of the other ones that have the expansion ports and stuff. And that allows you to have this gas generator that will just sit there. It's got electric start though, because as soon as that generator gets too low, the gas generator will kick on and put power back into that battery bank as an emergency backup, because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So now you've got 2 power sources. You can run solar as well. This is your whole spectrum kind of, I don't care what happens, I'm going to keep my power going no matter what. And that's $1,300 on that. That's down from $1,600. Something to consider. All right. And yes, they have solar as well. Lots of great solar panels. I would put them up there with the quality of the Blue Eddy. Goal Zero, that's the next one. Now, here's the thing. Goal Zero was kind of the company that established power generators like this, or power stations. They were the ones that really made it like a common household kind of thing, that people started seeing these as like, this isn't just kind of like fringe kind of stuff. Maybe everyone should have these. And unfortunately, they kind of rested on their laurels while Blue Eddy and EcoFlow just passed them by. Because if you look at their stations, they're all pretty much iterations of the same thing. Their base one, $239 for 187 watt hours. 187 watt hours or 268. And for more money, we got this one, $550 for was that $55 or $550 basically. It's a decent system. You're getting 2 110s, you're getting 2 USB-A's, you're getting a 18 watt USB-C, and you're getting a 60 watt USB-C. Cigarette lighter out, and then you got your input right there. They're decent systems. They really are, but it's like they just kind of like, they made it to one level and they just stopped there. They've expanded the power you could get for each one. Here's their 1,000 for $1,300. Here's their 3,000 for $2,800. Then they've got a 6,000 for, but basically you have to buy into that. Now they do have expandability. Okay, they do have external batteries that you can get, but they didn't seem to be on sale right now. They do have some decent solar, and I like some. Like this is, rather than those flexible ones, I do kind of like the rigid solar things, especially when you're setting up, because the flexible ones can be a real pain to wrestle with if there's any kind of breeze or anything with your setting up, and the rigid ones are better. I like that it has the cart, makes it easier for portability. Again, I just wish that they would update their systems a little bit, and get more with the modularity, if you would. All right, now let's talk about Jackery, because Jackery is another one of the ones that really got up there and was like the big name. And often for a lot of people, that's the only name they really know, okay? This is the basic Jackery. Now, Jackery is honestly more small portable power. I think their biggest system's 1,500 watts. You can buy them at all tons of places. Home Depot, you can buy them at Harbor Freight, you can buy them online. This is their base system for $114. You can get a 167 watt hour. You're getting a couple USB-A's, a USB-C, and you got a 110 over on the side. And then you got your 12 volt in and your 12 volt out. And that's about it. All right. It does what it does, and that's all that it does. Let's keep moving on. We've got the 240. Now you're looking at $180. At 240, just for comparison, we're going to talk about that River 2 because that's the one, the recent brand new one. It's $210 for 256, and with this one, we're looking at where to go. There it is, $180. So a good deal less for the same, if not more, power. That said, you're getting one 110, you're getting two USB-A's, and the cigarette lighter, and that's it. All right. I don't even see a USB-C on this. That is kind of lame. But if that's all you need for power, then that's all you need. Maybe save the extra money. All right, and then we've got the 300, which is 293 watt hours. You got a $90 off coupon, taking it down to 210. Now we're really in that same kind of price range there as the River 2. Of course, the Jackery committing the mortal sin of putting the handle on top. We know about that. That's bad. We got a 60 watt out USB-C. No, I can't see why you would buy this over that. On top of that, here's the other sin. Every Jackery uses lithium-ion batteries. They're not bad, but everyone else has moved on to LFPs, lithium iron phosphate batteries. So why is Jackery stuck using lithium-ion? That's why I often said that they just... there's better systems out there for the money. They're not bad systems. I'm going to step through them, but again, I can't recommend the Jackery systems for that reason, and I'm going to show you exactly why here in just a minute. This is their new updated system here. That's replacing, I should show this one before. That's the old. This is actually not a bad deal here. You're looking at $300 off, so you're looking at $800 on a 1,000-watt system. Not bad, but you're getting lithium-ion, not LFP batteries. This is their updated version. It's got a handle that folds down. That is great. I'm thoroughly thrilled that they're doing that. That makes it a lot more usable. But there you can see with the handle folded down, you can set stuff on top and everything. But that said, you got two USB-C 100 outputs. You got three 110s. It's a better system. It's certainly a better system, but for $1,000, that's an average price for something like that. Here is their 1,500. Now this is renewed through Amazon's renewal system there. So this is a renewal price. You're looking at $1,400. Would you, for a couple bucks more, a couple $100 more, would you not get the EcoFlow or the Blue Eddy? I don't know who would go with this. All right, and then we've got this. They've got the 2000 now. This is I forgot about this one. This is their new system, 2000 Pro portable power. It's again though, as far as I can tell, everything that they use is using lithium-ion batteries, and I'm not going to spend that kind of money for lithium-ion. Yeah, it's less expensive, but anyway, and they do have decent solar panels. I will say this, but again, I think they're overpriced. You're looking at this panel here for $300. No, there's a $90 coupon. I still think there's better deals to be had. Next up, Geniverse, and this is what I'm telling you about Jackery. Okay, we're going to talk more about the Geniverse deals here. The Geniverse has sent us ones in the past. They've sent us this one, in fact. And again, this is another unit we tried to kill. We took it everywhere we went. We went down to the river, went cliff diving. It didn't. Neither did I. But the kids did, and a bunch of other people. And it was our go-to power solution. We use it all the time. $800, $50 off, 1,000 watts, spikes up to 2,000 on it. It's a great system. Now it is lithium ion though, not LFP though. But if you notice, it's the same thing as the Jackery. If you go and you look at the things, it's got the same side panels, it's got the same array, everything. Where is it now? The Jackery, they haven't updated the whatchamacallit yet. The new ones, the new Jackeries have got the folding handle, but that's the same as this one right here. There's just no difference to it. So why am I including this? Well, I wanted to talk about Geniverse because they just came out with new ones, and these have LiFePO batteries. All right, $1,500. This is it was a 1,200 watt hour It'll do up to 2400 watts a surge. You got three ACs. You've got two USB-A's, two USB-C's, both 100 watts. It's got the light on the front, which I think is ridiculous on these bigger systems. It's a flat top. And actually, the picture makes it look like you've cut the top off. No, that's the box. It's got the handles on the side. It's got a lip, so you can actually set two of these on top of each other, which kind of makes... They've showed many pictures in a lot of their literature that show two of them together. I don't know if there's some way to connect the two together, but we're going to be doing a full review on this box here. It's a nice build. I was really surprised to see Geniverse come out with something like this. In fact, and that's not the only one. This is $1,500 with a $75 off coupon, taking it down to $1,425. Then we got the Geniverse O2, $2,500 with a $125 off coupon, taking it down to, I'm not going to do the math. You're looking at 2,400 watt hours. That's a lot of juice, folks. But basically, you got the same thing. Basically, they've expanded the box by putting this little bottom part on. It makes it look like it should be a speaker or something. Anyway, and they use the same picks for all the same thing. There you can see the two together. But again, I was really surprised with the build quality on this. And it's full sine wave. I know they call them solar power generators. A lot of people get miffy when you call them that. They're battery, they're power storage is what they are, okay? And one of the things I don't like is they don't sell their solar panels separately. You got to buy them as combo kits, which is kind of odd. But check this out. Something I didn't know is they also sell this. This is their home power station here. So this one has got, got all the same plugs and everything, and just designed more for home use, if you would. Doesn't seem quite as rugged a design. I do kind of like the vertical nature of it, and the handle up on top. Maybe if you are traveling, because maybe easier to pack into a situation. I don't know. You're looking at $1,700, 2,200 watts up to 4,400 watts, running with just over 2,000 watt hours. Seems like a pretty good system there for $1,700. I don't know. What do you think? All right, now let's get into some of the other ones. These are some of the other more less well-known ones. Pecron, they've sent us power stations in the past. Let's see what they've got here. This is the one that they sent us. They're 1,500. I was honestly surprised. I was able to run a decent-sized air compressor off of this. I thought I would kill it. And it did all right. I was impressed. In fact, I'm giving this to a friend of ours who has an RV. And a lot of people, a lot of these RV camps, they'll let you, if they don't have power, they'll let you run a generator. But they then do quiet time after like 10 o'clock and you can't run a generator. Well, most places at night it's cool enough. That's not a big issue. But some places out west and down south, it's still hot at night. And you still want to run your AC or at least a fan. Well, this will run a fan all night. And that's what they use them for. Right now, I gave them one that's got 1,000 watts, so we're going to upgrade them to this one. $340 off. That's a pretty decent savings. What is that? $900 minus $550 for 1,500 watt. That is ridiculous. Does it have all the bells and whistles and Bluetooth and all that? No, but you got 4 USB-A's. You got 3 110s on the side. It's got nice power, it's easy to pick up and stuff. Yes, it commits the mortal sin to putting the handle on top and whatnot. And I think it's lithium-ion batteries as well. I don't think they're LiFePO batteries. Lithium battery, yeah, I would say LiFePO if it was LiFePO. But anyway, for that price, you got to really consider it. All right, now what else do they have? Well, look at this. We got a 1,400 watt hour to 2,015. They're 15 Pro here for $1,000. But $300 off, that's taking it down to $800. That's a pretty good savings on something that size. Does it have all the great bells and whistles? Well, it's got the charger up on top. You got 3 110s. You got a whole bunch of USB-A and USB-Cs. And then look at the DC output there. You've got a bunch of output, the 12 volt there. That's the kind of thing. Can you hook up? I'm wondering, because that's the same kind of output they use for those car starters. I wonder if you could hook it up and jumpstart a car with it. Anyway, and you got 2 inputs, decent display. Again, doesn't look like it's going to have Bluetooth or anything like that, but let's jump through it. Car charger, it says it'll charge a car, so apparently it does have that. That's too funny. What else does it do? Anyway, I don't know. $300. You take a look at it, see if it's something that you would be interested in. 1 hour power supply for home. or you could charge it within 1 hour. Anyway, I said we got a lot to go through here, so I got to keep moving. All right, here's its big brother. We're looking at the Pecron E2000 LFP. Again, remember, I said if they're going to have LiFePro batteries, they're going to call it out. Now, this is expandable up to 8,000 watt hours, all right? You're looking at 1,200 max solar input, $1,600, $200 off coupon. That's going to take it down to $1,400. It's got the little wheeled base on it. This thing is fantastic. Look, it explodes at the press of a button. I kid. There's the battery charger, very similar to the Blue Eddy kind of style, where you got the batteries you can plug into it. It itself has batteries in it, so it's like the AC200 I was showing you. At that kind of price, that much power, I'd still probably go with the Blue Eddy on that one. It's a decent setup. I do like the rolling case on it, though. Let's see what else they've got. We've got the E3000, 3,000 watt hours. It's expandable as well. It's $2,000, down to $1,600. That's a compelling argument. The only thing I don't like is I don't see that it doesn't have a 30 amp plug. If it had a 30 amp plug, boy, that would be so much more compelling, wouldn't it? But look, it's got a lot of plugs. Look at that. That is ridiculous. All the plugs you want. The cart version is going to be $100 more. But anyway, it might be worth it. Though you could probably get a folding hand truck. They'll handle it for cheap. They have some decent solar panels. I don't like this style really as much as the other one. This is kind of like consider like the fabric one, where the rigid panel is built into a fabric case. I can tell you this, they weigh a ton. All right, Anker. Now, if you don't know Anker makes a lot of great inexpensive electronics. They made their name with USB products for charging. But now they've got these. And they, right off the bat, commit the mortal sin of having the handle on top. Well, these people never learn. Anyway, this is your basic one. Competing with that River 2. 256 watt hours. You're getting two 110s. Two USB-As. A USB-C. Car socket. You got to, this thing is very Anker-ish. It is just well designed other than the handle. And it's... It just the displays, the marking on it just screams Anker to me, because they're usually so good about design concepts. I'm sure they'll move the handle in the next version. $199. That's the Black Friday deal on that. It's big brother here, 512 watt hours for $420. They're going up to a 1,000 watt hour, $4,000 for 2 hours off, dropping down to $800. Not bad. Handle's still on top, people. But look, they fixed it. The 1,200 watt hour, 1229 watt hour, with LiFePro batteries now. I think the other ones all have lithium ion. Oh, this has got LiFePro. This one got That's got LiFePro. This one, oh my gosh, they all have LiFePro. I gotta be honest, I just found out about these right before doing this video, and I'm such a fan of Anker and their USB products. That's why I decided to include it. $979 on that one. We're talking about this one. $200 off, taking it down to $800, and this one's $1,000 for the 1,200. It'll do 1,500 watts of solar generator, AC Max, LiFePro batteries, 2 USB-C ports. Look at that. It has got, that's a ton of ports there. And when you see something like that, what that means is that it's probably got battery power pass through, so it probably acts as a USB, not USB, but an uninterruptible power supply. This is a nice little setup. I like that. And I can even handle the little light bar across the top. It's a bit excessive on something like that, but you know what? It's still a nice little setup. I don't know, though. Let me know what you think. Would you be leaning towards buying something from Anker? Now, I got to talk about real quick Oops or Ups or whatever they call themselves. They sent us one. I think we did a video on that already. I don't remember. You're looking at the 595 watt hour here for $300. We got the, no, let's see, hold on, let me go back. But this is LiFePro 4. This is why I included it. LiFePro 4, so LFP batteries, $600 or $700 here on the 992. We've got the 1,500 watt hours for $1,000, $1,050 there. But, it's got three 110s. It's just, again, the layout on this, and of course the handle on the top, folks. Stop doing the handle on the top. And this, there we go. They got rid of the handle on the top. Not a perfect flat top, but it's better. And let's see, anything else we got here features-wise on this. You're looking at $1,500 for 2,400 watt hour, or watt, with a 2232 watt hour UPS. Not a bad setup for that price. $1,500. That's not bad. And let's see what else we got. And then we got Alcatel. They've got some cool systems here. Like 300 watt hour, yada yada, bi-directional input output, 100, 110, 300 watts, pure sine wave for $151 with $50. So $100 for a little battery power system there. Not bad. Not bad there. We jump up to this one, 550 lithium battery. Again, it's not. I don't see it using LFP. That would be nice. But for $360, I don't know about that. We got this thing, which is completely different than all the other styles. They have 500 watt hours for $400, but $60 off. It's interesting. It looks kind of like the older version where they were just throwing them in metal cases with a faceplate. But the reason I'm including them is they sent me this. And I've been sitting on it, and we tested it. It's interesting. It's 2,000 watts. It's got LiFePO batteries. It's got a light in it, which is, I've actually used the light, honestly. It's got the ports down here. I think this plastic cover is a bit excessive. I get that it's useful, but it also kind of gets in the way. You can take it off. Here's the thing that I love about this thing. It has a basically flat top, so when traveling with it, you can put stuff on top of it. But let me see if they show a picture of it, because they do one thing that nobody else has done so far, and I love them for it. First of all, it plugs directly in, so it doesn't have a power brick. But on top, right here, you can't see it, but right there, there's a little dark notch right there. That's to get your finger in, because that top is a lid. That whole thing opens up, and all your cables go inside. Hallelujah! Why hasn't anyone else done this before? Because I tell you what, and some of them, they send you these really nice pouches to keep all your cables and stuff. I don't want that. I don't. You know what I want? I want onboard storage, and they are the only ones who have done it. Alcatel, some company that nobody else has heard of, probably, and they're the ones doing it right. Why? Bluetti and EcoFlow and everyone else, why did they beat you to that? I'll tell you what, the first company that comes out with lithium polymer batteries, with a 32 or 30 amp plug, with a flat top, with wheels and onboard storage, and enough plugs, everything, and Bluetooth, that's going to be the one that wins, as far as I'm concerned, because that you finally put it all together in that. But the onboard storage, because otherwise these things, they travel a lot and things get lost, and once you lose that pouch of all your accessory parts, makes it's like, why even bother at that point? So thank you for Alcatel, for doing that. I'm going to try and get a review out for them here in the next couple weeks or so. Anyway, there you go. That's all the Black Friday deals. I'm going to put all the links down below as usual. You all take care. God bless, and shine on, because I'm going to bed. I'm tired.